Back to the morning OJ with
OKEEBA
and Johnny, and today we're talking to you about budget. It's part 2 of budget. Yes, I said part 2, so if you have not seen part 1, go back and check it out because you're behind. You need to catch up, and you need to catch up right now because budget is the most important thing that we're going to discuss with you when it comes to your business, because everything falls within your budget. I can talk to you about logo design, but if you don't have a budget for it, I can't help you. I can talk to you about your website design, your website management, your website SEO. If you don't have a budget for it, it's not happening. I can talk to you about event facilitation and planning, but if you don't have a budget for it,
it's not happening.
So you get where I'm going. I don't have to keep listening. So when we're talking about budgeting, we left off talking about getting the finances that you need to launch your business and be successful at it. And the case study we're dealing with, you don't have personal credit. You owe everybody. From Georgia Power to Quicken Loans.
Everybody.
You owe everybody. So for you, we're going to use you as example because honestly, you are the majority. You're not the minority. So when you're sitting there like, man, I'm trying. I have a passion. I really want to get off the clock, but I can't get approved. And you feel like it's not just you. That's almost everyone. In your situation, like the people that can say I can apply and get whatever I want the moment I apply, that's a minority. That's not a majority. Because life ain't free. And a lot of people have to make decisions that they pay for later just with life. So when we're talking about that, we're saying, okay, scratch that. You can't get a bank loan. So your next options, and that's what we're looking at now. So the next options will be what?
I mean, your next options, honestly, man, let's keep this all 100. You know what I'm saying? The majority of folks either deal with a credit card, you deal with a 401k, you deal with your uncle, your brother, your sister, your cousin, somebody sold dope. You deal with selling an item. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes that item might be your car, it might be some furniture, it might be your mouth, it might be your asshole, it might be any of these. No, hey, on your morning OJ, man, we keeping this at 100, man. I'm dead serious, man. I'm dead serious about this. So you can sell everything from your mouth to your asshole. I'm gonna be honest with you. But, you know, when you're setting up your business, the bank is not going to help you based on your personal credit. So if your personal credit is jammed up, then you have to look at some other options. And if you're not a silver spoon baby, you got to go ahead and reach where you can reach. Bottom line. Let's use it. Well, I ain't going to use him.
But I understand what you're saying. So, okay, so I'm reaching out to my family. But even to reach out to your family, you got to have the budget in place. Because what a lot of people do, they'll say, I have an uncle, you know, he got millions. He got, you know, I'm going to speak to some of the younger people. He got that bag. He got that check. You can't, even that uncle, he's your uncle. That's your mother's brother. You cannot go to him and say, I want to distribute black cups. And that's it. You're gonna have everything in place. So, and that's for your uncle, that's for the bank, that's for anybody. The difference is your uncle may understand you have horrible personal credit and he may work with you, but you still gotta handle that as a business transaction. Meaning there has to be a plan in place to pay your uncle back. And you have to pay your uncle back. Or else now not only is your personal credit with the establishments and the credit bureau
is in the toilet.
And when that's done, you're in trouble. Because you never know what's going to pop up that you may need your family to invest in your success. No one wants to plan for that, but it's something that may happen depending on your journey. And when that happens, you don't want to be the person that has burnt the family.
All your bridges.
So at that point in time, now you're asking, you joke. You joke to everybody, man. I know what you did to Uncle.
So what?
I'm not giving you my money. You may be like, man, I need $150. I'm starting low. I may need $150 just to get the paint that's needed for this cup.
That's it.
And you can't get anybody in your family to give that to you because you handle horrible business. But you made the first important step and you tuned into the morning OJ, and we're going to help you learn how to run better black business, because that's what we're about. So when you get that transaction, you get that uncle, do a real presentation. Come to it prepared to handle business. And don't come to it like your family. Don't do it. Come prepared. You're trying to sell him on the idea of investing in your success.
Right.
You must look successful.
Right.
Or at least like you are going to be successful.
Yeah.
You can't look like the same nephew that's always asking me for stuff.
Always.
And you really don't want to be the nephew that's always asking for stuff. That's a completely different conversation. So now you have this family member or this friend or this relative that's willing to say, I will invest into your business. You've already went through the process of creating a budget. So we got step 1, step 2 down. What am I doing next?
I mean, the next thing is you look at, okay, there's so many different steps. One is when you're building your budget. You look at how much is it going to cost to keep my business afloat for the next 2 years.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And that includes paying you. You know what I mean? Paying your rent, your mortgage, your car note, your insurance.
But the money coming into the business, I could just, as I need stuff, I could just spend the money.
No, you can't do that. You know what I'm saying?
I can't do that?
No, brother, because you're dipping into the pot, the business pot. Those two different things.
Nugget. You cannot dip into the pot.
You can't dip into
Separate
the pot. You know what I mean? So whatever you get paid per week or bi-weekly or monthly, that's all you working with. You ain't working with nothing else.
So I can't take that contract money because I have been wanting the rims on my car.
If the contract is for $100,000,
right,
that doesn't mean you made $100,000. That means you made about $25,000 to $30,000. Your business made $100,000 after expenses.
So I have to go ahead and pay those expenses. Even if I own the business though.
But right.
So I could just go in the bank and take the money.
Yeah, but you're an employee and you'll be out of business.
So that's what a lot of people fail.
You fail because you get this $100,000 contract or $200,000, whatever, and you don't think about the expenses. So you say, "Oh, I got the 6-figure contract.
Right.
I'm gonna go buy me this $750. I'm gonna go buy me this whatever." And you go buy that based on what your business made instead of what you made. And what you made is like less than a third of
what the business made. So then when it's time to pay the business expenses, you don't have the money personally because you spent your money personally.
You're out of business.
And you don't have the money professionally because you spent that money on your personal.
You're out of business.
And that's not a better black business.
Not at all.
Not a better black business.
That's the typical black business.
So those are the things you need to focus on, from creating your budget, from soliciting the loan, from, and then you even kind of touched on what you do when you get the money.
Taxes.
So taxes is, from what I've heard, pretty detrimental to most people.
It kills.
That's white, black, Asian, Hispanic, anybody. That's business.
There's business
taxes,
in general. So
but in our community especially.
Right.
Why do you think that in our community taxes are so hard to keep up with?
Because we always think with the short game.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So the long game is the more money you make, the more taxes you'll have to pay. You know what I'm saying? But it's one of those things where if your goal is to bring home $1 million cash, you need to make $4 million. Your business needs to bring in $4 million in order for you to bring home $1 million in cash. Because you got expenses and you got taxes, payroll, and everything else. So if you say, okay, I have $1 million whatever, you're only bringing home about 150 out of that million.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So we always, not always, but we tend to go in this place. Yeah, we go into this place and saying, okay, I got this $1 million whatever, I'm $1 million business. No, you about 6 figures. You know what I'm saying? But you're living like a millionaire, which is going to put you out of business.
So you're living outside of your means.
Way
so that's really like a detailed breakdown of what living outside your means.
Oh, and the other part of taxes is don't get your aunt, don't get your uncle, don't get your so-and-so and so-and-so to do your taxes if they aren't in that lane doing it as their 9 to 5.
But they do it though on the weekends. They got like an app that they run it with.
But your money is 7 days a week.
Okay.
So you need somebody who does that at least 5 days a week from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m.
But they was going to do it for free.
Free ain't never free.
So how would I pay in that situation?
Man, what I would do is go on Angie's List.
Okay.
And find me somebody who's credible, CPA, credible tax person, and then go ahead and roll from there.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And pick somebody according to someone who has like a list of reviews.
Okay. So they have a successful track record.
Yeah, all day. You know what I mean? Because you'll be out of business. Look at 50 Cent. Look at soon to be Rick Ross.
Wow.
Look at any number of athletes.
And celebrities and millionaires and multi-millionaires that
MC
don't
Hammer.
handle their money properly.
MC Hammer.
I understand that.
Example.
Well, look, we're going to have to close this one out. This was a big one. I know there are some things and some questions you may still have. So go head over to noblesol.net. That's NOBLESOL.net. Submit your contacts, submit your questions to us. If you haven't subscribed, make sure you subscribe now to Young Black Entrepreneur Magazine. Until next time, stay self-made.
Self-paid.
Peace.